The really fascinating global development is something called prediction markets. When we're talking about betting platforms or online betting, I'm sure most of you understand them to mean sports betting, betting on matches, games, and so on. However, with prediction markets, these are platforms like Kalshi and Polymarket in the United States, where instead of betting on football matches only, you can bet on real-world events about almost anything. Will the US strike Iran this week? There's a bet you can place on that. What will the banks do when it comes to interest rates? You can place a bet on that. Who will win the next election? You can place a bet on that. Will a specific word be mentioned in a speech? Who is going to win which award? And it can get more and more granular. As long as there's enough people interested in it, you can bet on it. I'm sure you can see the problem here. It basically means you can bet on almost anything. And this has blown up to staggering amounts. The reports say that more than $2 billion is now traded every week on Kalshi alone, which is an increase of over 1,000% compared to just 2 years ago. You may think, how is this legal? Well, the argument from prediction market advocates is that these platforms surface truth, as they say. That when people put money behind their opinions, their predictions, the collective signal is more accurate than an individual or polls or pundits. And that may be true to a certain extent. Several news organizations in the US, such as CNN, CNBC, the Wall Street Journal, they've all struck deals to incorporate prediction market data into their news coverage. Think of it this way. Rather than the news platform saying we did a poll to predict who is going to win the next presidential election, they could look at prediction market data and say a certain percentage of Americans believe this will be the winner or that will be the winner. You can probably see how valuable this could be. If almost everything can be bet on, you can predict what most people in the world believe about a certain item one way or another. But many people believe these are just gambling sites wearing a different hat. Dennis Kelleher of Better Markets said, they are gambling sites no different than FanDuel or DraftKings, a corner bookie or a casino in Las Vegas. But the platforms themselves insist that it's not gambling. I'm sure you can come to a conclusion yourself. The technology has made betting online frictionless. You don't have to go anywhere. On your phone, in your pocket, 24 hours a day, you have access to betting, and not just on sports anymore, but anything. I shudder to think what's going to happen when prediction markets become mainstream here in Zimbabwe or other African countries. This is obviously a conversation that we need to keep having. I want to hear your thoughts and your experiences. You probably have a friend or a family member that is addicted to online gambling. I want to hear your experiences.